Okay, let's be real. We live in a world that is just so noisy, right? It's constantly pulling you in a million different directions, full of conflicting advice. It can be overwhelming. But there's one skill that can act as your anchor through all of it, and that's self-trust. So today, we're going to dive into how to tune into that inner compass and really master this incredible ability. So I want to kick things off with a pretty big question. What if your greatest guide was you? I mean, really think about that. What if, after all the time you've spent searching for answers out there, you realize the most reliable, wisest guide you could ever have is already inside you? Just let that one sink in.
All right, so what are we really talking about when we say self-trust? Let's break it down. At its core, it's this unwavering belief in your own abilities, your own judgment, and yeah, your intuition. But here's the key. This isn't about being perfect or always having the right answer. No way. It's about having this deep-down faith that you've got what it takes to handle life's challenges. It's knowing you can truly rely on yourself.
Now, building this trust, it's not just some fluffy, feel-good exercise. Oh no, it has real, tangible, life-changing benefits. Honestly, you can think of it as your own personal superpower, something that's going to impact pretty much every single area of your life.
Okay, so what's the first major benefit? Well, you become a way more confident decision maker. You know that feeling of being totally paralyzed by all the shoulds and other people's opinions? Self-trust helps you cut through all that noise. You learn to tune into your own signal, which means you can make choices faster and with more confidence because you know they're actually coming from you.
And listen, this isn't just some nice theory, it's actually backed by solid research. The Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people with higher levels of self-trust are way more likely to make choices that line up with their long-term goals and values. So it's not just about making decisions, it's about making the right decisions for you. It's about that deep, authentic alignment. Okay, benefit number 2 is a big one. You build some serious emotional resilience. I mean, let's face it, life is going to throw curveballs at you. It's full of setbacks. But when you have that strong core of self-trust, you have this inner strength that helps you bounce back from failure without letting it completely destroy your confidence. And yep, you guessed it, the science backs this up too. Research in positive psychology shows this clear link. Think of self-trust as your own personal emotional shock absorber. It helps you navigate those inevitable tough times way more effectively and helps you hang on to a positive outlook even when things feel really hard. Okay, so with benefits like that, I'm sure you're asking, how do I get some of that, right? Well, here's how we actually build distrust. It all starts with pillar number 1, know yourself. This is the absolute foundation. I mean, think about it. You can't trust a guide you don't even know. And that's especially true when that guide is you. So knowing yourself can be broken down into 3 key actions. First up, practice self-awareness. This just means getting curious about what's going on inside, your thoughts, your feelings. Things like journaling can be amazing for this. Step 2, honor your values. Once you're clear on what's truly important to you, you can use those values as a compass for your decisions. And finally, number 3, listen to your intuition. That gut feeling? It's not magic. It's basically your brain's super fast computer processing information. It's valuable data, so learn to pay attention to it. And that leads us perfectly into our second pillar, act with intention. Look, once you have that self-knowledge, the next step is to prove to yourself that you're actually reliable. This is where you go from just knowing to doing. It's where you take the wheel and turn that inner awareness into real-world action. So, how do we act with intention? It comes down to this. First, and this is so important, keep the promises you make to yourself, even the tiny ones. Every single time you follow through, you're building a little bit more integrity. Second, set healthy boundaries. Learning that saying no isn't selfish, but is actually a powerful act of self-respect, well, that's a total game changer. And last, own your choices. The good, the bad, all of it. Taking responsibility just reinforces the fact that you are the one driving your life. All right, our final pillar is all about your mindset. It's called embrace growth. See, self-trust isn't some finish line you cross and then you're done. It's a living, breathing thing that you have to keep nurturing. This pillar is all about creating the right mental environment for that trust to grow and thrive, especially when things don't go according to plan. And at the heart of this pillar is the idea of a growth mindset, a concept made famous by researcher Carol Dweck. It's a pretty simple but powerful belief that your abilities aren't set in stone. They can be developed through hard work and dedication. Now, why is this so critical for self-trust? because it reframes, well, everything. Suddenly, challenges aren't threats, and failures aren't proof that you're not good enough. They're just opportunities to learn and get stronger. And a huge part of this comes down to your inner dialogue. You know that critical inner voice we all have? The one that pops up when we mess up and says, I can't believe I failed, I'm just not good enough. Well, you can actually choose to cultivate a different voice, a compassionate inner coach. And that coach sounds totally different. It says, wow, that was tough. What can I learn from this? And I'm telling you, making that one little shift in your head is absolutely transformative. So the big takeaway here is this. You have to completely reframe what failure means to you. It is never, ever a final verdict on your worth as a person. Ever. Instead, try to see every setback as a detour, not a dead end. It's just a little side road that's teaching you a valuable lesson you couldn't have learned any other way.
Okay, we've talked about what self-trust is, why it's so important, and the 3 pillars for how to build it. But now, it's about taking that very first step. It's time to go from just understanding all this in your head to actually putting it into practice. It's time to ignite your own inner compass.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. Building self-trust doesn't start with some giant, life-altering leap. It starts with one single, small step. So my question for you is, what is one promise, just one tiny one, that you can make and keep to yourself today? That's it, because that is where this whole incredible journey begins.